over the next 7 weeks on my YouTube channel, I am going to be taking you through a mini course of the private practice workflow. Now, what is a private practice workflow? Basically, what it is all of the admin procedures for your client journey from start to finish. So if you think about everything that you need to do for a client from when they first inquire with you until they finish with you, all of the procedures in there are what I call the private practice workflow, and there are 7. So the first one is the inquiry. The second one is onboarding. The third one are the regular bookings. The fourth one is communication. The fifth one is invoicing. The sixth one is client reports or client notes. And the seventh one is offboarding. I'm going to do one video for each of these areas, and I'm going to help you create your own private practice workflow, your own client journey for your private practice. This is going to be really valuable, and I would really love for you to start at the beginning. So whether you're on video 2, video 3, video 5, I want you to go back and start from video 1. It's going to really help you put everything in order so that you can create this for your own practice. I'm also going to create a mini course out of this. So I'll leave a link in the description. Once it's created, you'll be able to click the link and log on Thinkific so that you can go through the course, and it will have all of the resources that I talk about all in one place, so you don't have to sign up for all the different free resources, because I go through quite a lot in each of the videos. So let's get started right away. And in this video, we are going to be talking about regular bookings. When I use the term regular bookings, I'm talking about how you are going to see your clients. So whether that's going to be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or ad hoc. And it also relates to how you are going to organize those bookings. So how are you going to remind yourself about those bookings, and how are you going to notify your clients about your bookings? So the first thing I want you to do is really think about a practice vision. So I've talked a lot about time blocking on this channel, and what this really is deciding when you want to work. I have therapist clients who choose to work 3 full days a week, and that is their therapy practice schedule. They work from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and they are completely full. So I don't want you to think that you have to work weekends or evenings or early mornings to fill your practice, because that's just not the case. You have to make your practice work for you. And that is the benefit of having a private practice, right? You want to be able to make your own schedule and find the right clients that fit in with that schedule. If you constantly take on clients that are not really the right fit for you and your lifestyle, it's going to lead to burnout and resentment much quicker. Much the same as taking on too many clients. So there's lots of things you can do to create your practice vision. The first thing is finding out how many clients you want to work with, and you can do a quick fee setting exercise, which is going to help you work out how many clients you want to see. So for this, you can take the amount of money you need to earn, which is going to be your take home plus your expenses, and you want to divide that by the number of weeks you want to work. So you need to take out weeks for holiday, sickness, training, things like that. And then finally, you can divide that figure by the amount you want to charge, and it will tell you how many sessions you need to do in order to earn that amount of money. So that's a quick exercise that you can do, and I'll put the calculation on the screen for you. Once you know how many sessions you want to work, you need to then plan them into your week. So are you going to see lots of clients in one day, or are you going to spread it out over a number of days? From there, you then have your session times, and you know exactly what is available. And once you know how many session slots you have available, then it's going to be much easier to know how many clients you need. This is going to depend on whether you have regular weekly clients, bi-weekly clients, or whether you're seeing people on an ad hoc basis. And I'm going to link to lots of videos within this video, because I think we can go deeper on so many of the topics, and this video would be 90 minutes long if I went really deep onto everything. So I want you to follow up with anything you need to based on the videos that I'm going to link. So the one that I'm going to link in this section is a video about why it's really important to have regular clients, and how that's going to make you have a much more successful practice in terms of making sure you're getting enough revenue each week and making sure you're not taking on too many clients and things like that. So I'm going to link to that in the description, and I'll also put it up here. But if you're just starting out, or you're really finding it hard to stick to a weekly or bi-weekly schedule with your clients, I really recommend you watching that video next. I do appreciate that it really depends on the type of clients that you're working with. I also work with a client that works with people on shift work, so it's not so easy to stick to a regular schedule. But I would say that that needs to be a proportion of your client base. And actually, if you can have the core amount of people on a regular schedule, it's going to help you out a lot. The next thing to think about is how you're going to manage your appointments from the admin side. So you can use a paper diary for this. You can use an online calendar like Google Calendar, or you can use an EHR, which is an electronic health record system, which is going to take care of lots of things for you, including your appointments. I would definitely recommend you put in your appointments online somehow. If you have a paper diary, that can be much harder for you to manage with regards to crossing people out and just having loads of notes on there and not being able to make your clients aware of those appointments without doing something manually. We want to try and get as much automated as possible for you, so you're not doing as much admin. If you're just starting out, I would recommend using Google Calendar. I highly recommend Google Workspace for private practice, and I've got a whole playlist about Google Workspace if you're interested in learning more about that. But if you have an online calendar, you can invite your client to the session. You can send them details about the appointment, whether that's a Zoom link or some other kind of online link, or the address and location of the appointment. And you can also sync up with a system called G Reminders, which is totally free, and then they can get reminders as well. So all of this is taken care of for you, and there's hardly any work for you to do on a manual side apart from setting up the appointment in the first place. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to link below specifically, which is how to sync Zoom with your Google Calendar, and also how to set up appointments for your clients, invite them, add your Zoom link to them or an address, and be able to send them a notification so that they can come to the session. I know some therapists don't want to send reminders to clients because they feel like clients should remember, but nowadays nearly every service you book will send you reminders. I get reminders from the GP, I get reminders from the dentist, I get reminders for a massage, for a wax, for any kind of appointment that I book, I do get reminders. So people are relying more on that as their schedules get busier and busier. Even if you have a regular weekly session with someone, it's always good to send them a reminder just in case they need to cancel or something like that. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. If you are finding that your practice is getting full and you're getting much busier, and actually you'd like even more stuff automated, I would highly recommend using an EHR like Power Diary. Again, I've got a full playlist all about Power Diary, so I'm not going to go into all the benefits of it here. But with this, you'll also be able to invoice automatically and send reminders automatically without having to have another app. So there's lots of benefits to having an EHR if you are in a position where you're finding that you need one, because obviously an EHR does come with an additional cost. But I always like to weigh up the time, cost, benefits, and how much time you're spending doing something versus how much it's costing you to automate that. So I would highly recommend looking at that if you are more of a busy practice at the moment. So the next part of the regular bookings is notifying clients. So there are obviously many ways you can do this. You can do this manually. You can send an email manually. You can send a text manually. You can automate that. And again, you can automate your emails, just like I explained earlier, by using G Reminders if you are using Google Calendar, or you can automate them with an EHR. I would highly recommend that you do notify clients. I've got another video which is all about how to reduce no-shows and cancellations. I'm going to link that below. That is a really good video to check out if you're having problems with clients not turning up, or if you are having problems with clients cancelling all over the place. So I would definitely recommend that video if you're struggling with that at the moment. When you remind clients about their sessions, is completely up to you. I have clients that remind everyone on a Friday about the following week's appointments. So some of those clients will have nearly a week's notice, and some of them will have 48 hours notice. I have some clients that have a 48-hour rule, so they'll let clients know 48 hours before. And I have some clients that just like to give a 24-hour or even a 1-hour reminder about the session. So this is completely up to you. You can notify them and remind them as many times as you want. And with an EHR like Power Diary, you can even get down to client level when you let that client know. So if you know that a certain client needs multiple reminders, you can send additional reminders to that one specific client. Whereas on a kind of company level, you're just letting everybody know 24 hours ahead of time. So you can do that as well. And the final section in the regular bookings is about your cancellation policy. So again, I would highly recommend you have a cancellation policy, and I would highly recommend that you let your clients know what that is all the time. So you should definitely have it in your paperwork, which you send clients when they onboard. But I would also pull that out of the paperwork and put that on the welcome email as well. And I've got videos about onboarding, about the perfect welcome email, and I'll link them below too. But you want to make it really clear that you have a cancellation policy and what the rules are around that. So let's say it's 48 hours. What will happen if they cancel under 48 hours? Will you allow them to reschedule in the same week or not? Will you charge them the full rate or half the rate? All of this stuff is completely up to you, but have a cancellation policy is my complete recommendation. That video I mentioned earlier about how to reduce no-shows and cancellations will really go into depth about all the benefits of having a cancellation policy, but you really want to make sure your clients are aware of it. So I also put it in the booking confirmation. So when you send your client the confirmation of the session, I will also have the cancellation policy in there too, because I don't put it in the reminder, because usually the reminder is sent within the cancellation policy. So let's say your cancellation policy is 48 hours. Most people that I work with will send a reminder 24 hours before. So it's already within the cancellation policy. But you can say something about if they need to cancel, what's going to happen. You can say that. One thing I will say about cancellation policies is it's really important to enforce them if you do have them. There are always extenuating circumstances, and ultimately it's up to you whether you go ahead and charge that client their full rate if they've missed the session. You can always allow them to have a one-off cancellation without charging them, but I wouldn't make that a rule. You want to be quite strict in your wording on your paperwork, and then make sure that you are following through as much as possible with clients, because otherwise, if there's no consequence for them cancelling, they're going to be much more inclined to do so. Okay, so I really hope you found this first video about regular bookings useful. I'm saying it's the first video because I really feel like we can go so much deeper into lots of these areas, and I have loads of videos that I've already made on this channel which I'm going to link to below, so please check them out if this is an area that you feel really needs work within your practice. Next week and in the next video we are going to be talking about communication, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.